Hello everyone, my name is Fleur and this is a yoga practice for you where we tune into the space in our body. This is suitable for pregnancy because I am myself 36 weeks pregnant, so if you are in your third trimester you are very free to join in with this, but also if you're not, this can be a very nice and soothing practice just to go inwards. So we're going to start with some gentle movements and then holding some poses, and in the end we're going to just relax and meditate together. So when you're ready, come to any comfortable seated position. You might sit on a bolster or maybe on some pillows or blocks if you have them. Make sure that your space is comfortable, that you're feeling ready, and have some props like maybe some books or towels or rolled up pillows ready that can support you in your practice. And let's begin by finding your sit bones. So as you're sitting, see if you're feeling nice and relaxed the way you sit. It might be cross-legged, this might be in any other way as well. And then rest your hands either on your thighs, or if you like, you can rest the hands on your baby, or maybe one hand on your baby and then one hand on your heart. And then allow your eyes to close. Take a lovely deep breath in. And you can sigh it out as you exhale. And take the next 10 breaths or so just for yourself. And check in with where you are right now. So what you are bringing to this practice today. Bringing together the mind and the body. With the intention of being conscious of this practice. Allow each breath to fill you and allow each exhale to soften you. If the mind is still elsewhere, if you feel distracted, just gently bring it back to your breath and noticing what is going on in yourself. If you notice any tension anywhere, be kind and soften into it. Acknowledge anything that comes up. How does it feel to breathe? How does it feel to sit here? Notice any judging thoughts. And again, kindly let them go. You're just noticing. You don't have to change anything. And if you are pregnant, you can dedicate the next few breaths with that love to your baby. Or if you're not, you can send that love to someone else. Maybe someone who needs some love or energy today. There's someone that comes to mind. And it could well also be yourself. And then again, we're bringing the hands to the heart center. If you like, we're going to open the space with a mantra on. We can just hum, or you can just listen, taking a deep breath in. Sigh it out one more time. And then inhaling to chant. Slowly releasing your hands down towards your thighs. We're just going to start with some circling through the spine. So imagine from the base of the spine, you're starting to spiral upwards to the crown of the head. You can keep the eyes closed or open, and movement can start nice and slowly, as if you're waking up that spiral of your spine. Chest is drawing forward and then drawing back. Just feel how the spine is feeling in the lower part, the middle part and the upper part. It feels nice to go a little bit slower over certain parts. Rotating. Maybe the head wants to roll as well. And keep going. Feeling into this energy, this movement that also activates a little bit through the hips. And just a few more rolls in this direction. As you inhale, draw your chest forwards. And as you exhale, just draw the chest a little bit in. Inhaling forwards, feel the heart open. Exhaling back. As we're in the garden, you can hear there's helicopters and noises, so let them just be part of your soundscape, or in my case, my soundscape. And then slowly come back to the center and just notice this slight direction. You might feel that you're still spinning in that direction, so slow it down and come to a standstill. And then change the crossing of your legs. Unless that's uncomfortable, you can go the other way around, the other side, and then start to rotate the other way around. And notice how that feels. So intuitively, you might have started with the way round that feels the most comfortable. So with the other leg in front and circling the other way, this might feel different. And again, notice this little shift. Breathe in as you stretch forward, exhaling as you come back. Creating that little bit more space. And a few more rounds this way. And slowly bring it back to the center. And you can either stay with these unfamiliar cross, or you can change over back to the original side. Let's take a little side stretch. So reaching one arm over to the side, lift up your right hand, and then take a side stretch. Make sure your shoulder of the left arm doesn't come up. So relax the shoulder and relax your neck. Take a stretch. And then breathe in, come back up, and over to the other side. Make it easy so it doesn't feel like you're straining anywhere. And again, breathing in to change, exhaling, soften and lengthen through your fingertips, and keep going in your own time again, breathing in and out with the movement. And hopefully it feels nice, like you're opening up through the sides. And again, if it doesn't feel nice, if it feels anywhere strained, take it a little gentler. Let's do one more round. Good. And then coming back to the center. From here, reach your arms up, take a breath in, exhaling to open the arms. Let's take some arm circles, inhaling open and exhaling lower. Lots of helicopters and planes above me. Exhaling down, breathing into lift, exhaling down. And again, you can make these circles quite active if you're feeling energetic, or quite light. Breathing into lift, exhaling to open. And let's just reverse. So open out to the side, lift, and bring it forward. And then if you like, you can let the spine move as well. Breathing in. Last two. And one. And then bring the hands behind your head, interlacing the hands, or just one hand behind the other. We're just going to gently take a little one bend to one knee and coming back up, and one bend to the other knee and coming back up. So as you inhale, reach over, feel that the breath is coming to the side. As you exhale, you're pulling yourself back up. Not too low, so you don't want to crunch anything. Keep going, inhaling to lower, working a little bit into the obliques here. Breathing in, exhaling up. And 4 more. And 3. And 2. Keep the shoulders soft and relaxed and down. And release the position, but keep the hands where they are. Just take a stretch up, lift the heart, and exhaling round a little bit, chin to chest. And again, inhale, lift the chest, and exhale round. And just 2 more, inhale to lift. And exhaling to round. Last one, inhale to lift. And exhaling to round. And relax the arms down. Bring them behind you, and then change the crossing of the legs. And bring the feet together. So the soles of the feet together. You can still sit on something like a bolster, but you can also come down off your bolster. Bring the feet a little bit further forward. And then just take a little gentle rub into your feet. So massaging your feet, taking your thumbs and stretching out the skin from your heel to the balls of the feet. Give them a little love. We don't often give our feet a lot of love, or we don't really notice them. And once we do, I always feel there's quite a difference. Then see if you can give your toes a little massage. Little toes, so think of pulling the big toes apart, and then maybe your middle toes. You can't quite reach them. Just continue with just massaging the inner arch of the foot. And then from here, the last bit, little toes. Give your toes a little wriggle. Rub down your legs. And then from here, let's take a little butterfly. So starting to fold forward gently, just let the head soften down. If this feels comfortable, if it doesn't, and you need a little bit of a pillow in front of you, so maybe roll up a pillow, maybe place some books on top so you have something where you can rest your head. You can make fists with your hands. And let's take a few breaths here, just becoming again quite calm. Begin to again place the focus on your breath. Let your shoulders relax. Entering back into this calm, resting state here. And 2 more deep breaths. Just enjoying that sensation of breathing deeply. Good, and slowly roll yourself back up. Lovely. And then from here, bringing your feet out in front of you. Still a little bit of movement. Placing your hands behind you and rotate into your ankles. Take some circles into the feet and try and spread your toes nice and wide. And then change direction. Circle the other way. And then flex the feet and point them. And flex and point. And flex and point. And flex and point, and do a bit of alternating. So if you're wriggling through your feet, my heels sometimes click, so you can also rotate them and then rotate the other way. Yeah, and shake out the legs. Bring your hands a little bit behind you, fingers pointing out to the side. Bend your knees, take a breath in, and as you exhale, see if you can lift up through the hips for a moment, just opening up through the chest. If this is too intense for your wrists, bring them a little bit further back, and just maybe see if you can lift the hips a little bit and then lower. So take it your way, either big lift, chest open. It's so nice. Exhale, lower back down. Let's do that 3 more times. Exhaling, a little lift. Squeezing the glutes a little bit, pushing the heels down, and inhale to lower. And again, exhaling to lift. Inhaling to lower. Last one. Exhale to lift. And inhaling to lower. Well done, good. And then from here, release the legs. Give the hands a little shake. The wrist didn't like this. And then roll yourself over. Come into a tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders. And take a little undulation through your lower back. Just moving through the hips. And let's come to a little cat-cow curl. So as you inhale, open the chest. And then hugging in your baby, just a little, round the back. And then coming again into the breath. Now you can inhale as you open the chest and exhale as you round. But you can also, if you're working your pelvic floor, you can inhale as you round. So tailbone slightly tugging in your baby if you have one. And then as you exhale, you release. You might let out a sigh, you might let out a sound. As you inhale, you can also start to squeeze the pelvic floor. Think of lifting it inwards and upwards. And then as you exhale, you release. Continue to do this as you inhale. Little round. If you're feeling that breath, notice how it breathes into the flanks because you're slightly compressing your diaphragm here. Breathing in, open the chest. And again. Last one, little squeeze. And release. Good, and then start to roll around your hips. So make movements like water flowing through the space of your hips. And again, your head can move as well. And then changing direction, go the other way. And from here, let's take a lovely stretch through the arms. So reaching your arms forwards. You can also bend your elbows if this feels more preferable. Resting your forehead on your hands on the floor, or reaching your arms forward, resting the forehead on the floor. Or you can do one arm at a time, resting one arm, resting the head on the forearm, and just letting one arm stretch forward at a moment. And stay here, letting the outer arms, so the elbows, think of rotating the elbows out to the side. Let the head relax. Let deep breath just move the chest. And then change over to the other hand if you had one arm out. Exactly in the cloth. Feel the earth underneath you, just releasing anything into the earth that is not serving you. And then take a deep breath in and exhale, sigh it out, bending your elbows next to your ears, press the floor away. Good. And let's come to little downward dog, tucking the toes and pushing the hips back and up. Now I'm slipping on this, so I'm going to hold the sides of my bracket. And then see if you can stretch the arms nice and strongly. Relax your head, so if you have a yoga mat, you can press the hands into the floor. If you have like me a towel or something, so you can hold the edges of the towel so you've got something to push against. And then draw the hips back, and you can have the legs quite wide, so wider than your hips. And then just draw a line with your tailbone side to side. So it feels again like a nice opening through maybe the side of the body, the back of the legs. Keep the head relaxed. You can still bend the knees quite deeply. And make sure you're thinking of drawing your chest through the arms and drawing the elbows out to the side and down, so you're not rolling the shoulders inwards. Let's take another little rock here, and then release the hips back down, the knees back down on the side. And let's come from here for a moment into a kneeling position. Take a breath in and exhale, sigh it out. Good. And then bring yourself onto your knees. If you need padding for your knees, roll up your mat. And then placing your hands onto your lower back, fingers pointing down, roll your shoulders back. You might like to tuck the toes if that feels more stable for you, or keep them untucked. And then think of the tailbone softening down to the inner knees. Lift up the chest, and maybe your head lifts a little bit. And think of everything lifting away from your hips, so with a nice lift through the chest. It shouldn't feel in any way tense or strenuous in the lower back. And let deep breath come into the chest. It's not about back bending, it's more about feeling you're opening up through the front. And think of letting the tailbone soften, but your ribs are lifting up a little here. And then release. Good. Come back into your tabletop position and take another little wriggle side to side. Beautiful. And then from here, step your right foot out to the side and bring it next to your right hand. I'm going to move through a little forward and backwards. So as you inhale, move forward. As you exhale, move back. Breathing in, coming forward. And exhaling back. You might find a little stretch in the hamstrings. Remember to not go too much. So only to about 70% of what you might usually feel as a sensation, because your body is producing relaxin if you're pregnant. If not, same principle, try to not push too much and take it easy here. Just getting it a little softer, a little bit warmer. A few more, breathing in to come forward, exhaling back. Good. And then come forward, bend the front knee, bring your elbow onto your thigh, and then lift yourself up. Lift the arm, stretch it up, and then rotate the arm a few times. And again, enjoy that feeling of lifting the ribs away from the hips. Breathing in, exhaling down. A few more. And then bring your hand back to the floor and take a little twist. So lifting up the other arm. If you like, you can always tuck the back toes and lift the back knee up if that feels alright. And then coming back down to the floor. Bring the back knee down and move the right foot out to the side and back. And let's do the other side. Bring that leg forward. And again, hands where they feel comfortable. Moving your hips forward and back. Breathing in as you come forwards. Exhaling back. Breathing in as you come forwards. Exhale back. And be present in your body. Enjoy the sensation of moving. Enjoy the sensation of feeling what's going on without any ambition or goal. There's no goal here. There's no like, I have to bring the hips as far back as possible. Just feel into the body. And if you notice these thoughts that are ambitious or judgmental, then be happy you noticed them. And just come back to doing these movements consciously. Good. And then come forwards. Bring your elbow to the thigh. And again, lift up and bring it down. Breathing in and open. Nice, beautiful circles. One more. And release the hand back to the floor and come to the twist, lifting up the other arm. Rotate through the spine. Make sure you're not straining in the neck. Maybe tucking the back toes and lifting the back knee. And release. Come back down. Lovely work. Bring the leg out to the side. And let's come into a more relaxed place. Now open the knees quite wide, bring the hips back towards your heels, and then let yourself soften down, resting your forehead on your hands or on fists. Make sure you've got some space for baby, if you have baby in between the floor and you. Notice the breath, notice your heartbeat. Send those deep, healing breath into the lower back, into your shoulders. Feel the ground underneath you. Imagine that your body starts to surrender to the weight and gravity, spreading a little bit wider onto the floor. And then slowly rolling yourself back up. Let's come to a seated position. This can be any seated position. I'm going to now straddle my bolster. So if you have a pillow, you can straddle it as well. Quite nice to sit like this. I feel it gives my spine a nice release. My lower back feels released, and I feel I can really balance my crown over my sit bones. And then have the arms by the side, closing your eyes, and be present again with your breathing, starting with just noticing the breath, noticing how you feel now, physically, emotionally, mentally. I'm not going into any stories, just taking a little note, like a little list, and then bringing your awareness back to your breathing. And starting with that as your anchor, imagine that each inhale is giving you a gentle energy, a nourishment, giving you that focus for the next moment as you inhale. And as you exhale, it's like an invitation to soften any part in your body that feels it needs a little bit of softening. And again, this could be physical, emotionally, or mentally, not meaning that you have to push anything away, just a little surrender. In a way you can see it as an acknowledgement and acceptance. So for example, in the physical sense, if I notice my neck is feeling a little tense, and I'm feeling that inhale, I'm allowing the inhale to really enter into my body. And then with the exhale, I imagine that I'm accepting the neck as it is and just releasing and allowing it to be. I feel my shoulders drop and there's a bit more space happening. Or if I'm noticing I'm a little bit tired, a little bit still ungrounded, I'm acknowledging that. I'm sending my breath there like a soothing salve. And as I exhale, I know it's okay to be that way. I can just rest in that emotion, observe it, and be with it. And maybe if you like, you can open your palms to the sky, as if you're receiving what you need. If you're surrendering with your hands upwards. Notice how this feels, and again, if it doesn't feel right for you, just bring the palms back down, feeling that grounding sensation, palm resting on the thighs. And if you notice your mind is wandering, you could give yourself a little task of counting from 1 to 10. 1 inhaling, 1 exhaling. Staying present with the sensation of each number up to 10. And if you feel you're getting distracted by sounds or sensations, just begin again by 1, not judging yourself. It's just a new beginning. Everything is part of your experience. And then letting the counting be. Just come back to being and welcoming everything in. Notice how you feel now. You can again place one hand on your belly or heart, or both hands on belly, or keep them where they are. And sending a thought of love to yourself, the person you maybe practiced for, or your baby. Thank yourself for being here to practice, for taking this time to connecting and creating some space. And then let's close together with a mantra Om. You can keep the hands where they are or bring them into Namaste. Take a deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out. And then inhaling to chant. There. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Please drink some maybe water or some herbal tea, and I hope to see you again soon.